So lately I've heard a lot of people talking about how the United States has never been more divided before, but I personally found two things that everybody in the United States loves: family vlog channels and the alt-right pipeline. But what happens when you mix these two things? Now, I have been looking for the answer to that question for years, and it seems like I have finally found the answer with My GSD Nation on Instagram. This Instagram account is run by a man named Matt Morstad, and all the Instagram pages is just this middle-aged guy using his small children to promote right-wing ideas. But Connor, what kind of right-wing ideas did this father force his children to espouse?
I'm a conservative kid. Of course I use the bathroom based on how I was born.
Transphobia.
I'm a conservative kid. Of course I know that the national debt and inflation is stealing our future.
Concern about the national debt as a child.
I'm a conservative kid. Of course I know that we are a constitutional republic and not a mob-ruled democracy.
Being anti-democracy? Now look, I do not want to attack these children. That is not my goal with this video, which I think is very evident because I am blurring their faces, something that their own father couldn't even be bothered to do. But of course he's not going to be concerned about his child's safety because he uses his children to make money. Fucking endless money loophole found. Have children so then those children can make money for you so that you don't have to make money. It's genius. I just wanted to take a look at this father and the things that he's forcing his children to say and show you guys how he is literally ruining his children's life. But first, what's up? My name is Connor McDowell, and I'm currently campaigning to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2024. If you like this video and you think I should be nominated, just click subscribe. One subscribe equals one vote for me to be on the cover of People Magazine with the words Sexiest Man Alive right next to my sexy body. This is a lifelong goal of mine, so if you don't subscribe, I'm just going to assume that you hate me and you want me to die. I think that's fair. I'm also currently recovering from 3 separate surgeries, so I have a GoFundMe linked in my description if you are willing and able to donate to it. I'm also proud to announce that my 24-hour live Twitch stream is going to be on September 29th. I don't have a start time yet, but don't worry, there will be one soon. Also, you should 100% totally follow my really cool Letterboxd account. I really like my opinions, and I think I'm really good at them, so you should follow me. You should also follow my brand new Twitter that I made, because I'm really cool, and I'm not stinky. Alright, let's take a look at this awful dad. Their bio says, Patriots on a Mission, Programming Lions Podcast, which is the podcast that Matt does with his children, which I'm not really going to be covering extensively today, just because I don't want to have to sit through hours of the most boring podcast you've ever seen in your entire life. The podcast literally just consists of 2 children and their dad talking to random right-wing people about the most boring things you've ever heard in your entire life. Like this clip from a recent podcast where they had a professional bodybuilder on.
You are a Jocko Fuel athlete, and we're big Jocko Fuel fans.
Is it sponsored by Jocko Fuel? Which I've never even heard of before. Have you guys ever heard of Jocko Fuel? Hard work, clean fuel, no excuses. Oh shit, they got a 9/11 post. Is this a conservative energy drink? That's actually kind of sick. Maybe they just really like Jocko Fuel. I didn't even notice. He has his kids drinking Jocko milk? Jocko Milk? It's called Jocko Milk? These kids cannot have Sunny D or Yoo-Hoo. They have to drink Jocko Milk. They have to.
Speaking of Jocko, at your home gym, you have the Discipline Equals Freedom flag up. I love that. What does discipline equals freedom mean to you?
I think it's a mantra for life. To me, it just means that the more you practice discipline and instill discipline into your daily life and your habits, from sleep to nutrition to training to finances to relationships, the more freedom you're going to have down the road.
I'm sorry. I know you can't see these children's faces because I've blurred them out, but they look so unbelievably bored right now because this lady's talking about her "don't tread on me" flag or something.
Benefits and drawbacks of weightlifting at earlier ages.
There are not. That was a myth back in the day.
Are they saying that children should be bodybuilders? It's actually a myth that bodybuilding is bad for children, so children should do it because it's good for them. Like, what? No, dude, let them go play fucking flag football. Relax. They don't need to be bodybuilders, okay?
How do you deal with prevention in recovery?
Sleep, 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 sleep. I can't say it enough.
When things are tough, what do you do?
Jocko good.
Yeah.
All you have to say is good. Just shift it in your brain.
I'm sorry, am I missing something important? Who is Jocko? Who is this guy? What do you do when things get hard and you need to be inspired? I just tell myself that Jocko good. I say Jocko good, and then things good. What does this mean? Who is Jocko? I don't know why your children would want to do an alt-right podcast when they could just be watching television.
Are you binge watching anything right now?
I am not. I do not own a television. I don't watch any TV at all.
I love that.
You shouldn't love that.
Guys, we can save some money on the subscriptions
no!
too.
No TV, and then the dad said, I love that. That could save me money. Telling children that it's bad to watch TV and good to be a child bodybuilder is a fucking insane thing for me.
What is something that you notice grown-ups do that you think is weird?
If you want that, you can censor this part out, but have sex.
Yeah. That is weird, isn't it?
Like, people like that. I understand why people...
glad I don't do it.
Like that, like, I think it's where even after some people have kids, and then somehow they still do it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's weird.
That is
do
weird,
not
huh?
do that. That is
Okay.
strange.
You might change your opinion on this in a couple of years.
Why is this child talking about having sex with their dad? I would kill myself. I would literally kill myself if I ever had a conversation with my father about sex. You can count me dead. Say bye-bye to this YouTube channel because I'm fucking dead. This is ridiculous. Like, yes, I knew what sex was when I was 8, but I was not on a podcast talking about sex with my father and then having that conversation that I had with my father about sex pinned at the top of his personal Instagram page. It really pisses me off when we attack trans people and drag queens, but then conservatives can post podcast clips where they talk to their children about having sex. I don't think there is anything wrong with talking to your parents about what sex is in an educational sense. This isn't educational because he didn't say anything other than, yeah, you might change your mind because sex is the best, dude. What? You all know Charlie Kirk, right? Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. Turning Point USA, radical conservative guy, fucking unhinged idiot. Thank you for honking your horn. Anyway, Charlie Kirk gave these kids some advice, so let's see exactly what he said to them.
So me and my brother are part of Gen Alpha, and we have a podcast about conservative values. We think that the government is stealing the future from us. So I'm wondering, what advice do you have for Gen Alpha?
I mean, this kid is right. The government is literally taking away his future. Climate change is out of control. College isn't free. The roads are covered in potholes. Food is too expensive. Scratch that. Everything is too expensive. But instead of getting mad at both political parties who actively fuck over the American people, we're just programming lions over here, dude.
First of all, what's the name of your podcast? I'd love to subscribe.
It's Programming Lions.
Programming Lions.
Me and my kids are free thinkers, and they're free thinkers because they repeat every single thing that I tell them to think. Because there's no way an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old are gonna come up with these opinions on their own. They're children.
What you can do is that I think you are both super articulate. You need to go talk to as many people that can't vote as possible and remind them you're actually the reason why they should vote.
Amen.
Okay, so I'm very confused as to what Charlie Kirk is telling these children to do. He said, or at least the caption said, talk to as many people that can't vote as possible and tell them that you are the reason why they should. What does that mean? He's saying talk to the people that cannot vote. So children, non-US citizens, and felons. And tell them that you are the reason why they should vote. Even though these people can't vote. Unless the subtitles were wrong and Charlie Kirk said, talk to as many people that can vote as possible. Either way, horrible advice. What am I supposed to listen to, a child? I don't know about you guys, but I have been really concerned with children's inability to know how to use eBay. How to list things, how to create t-shirts, all of that kind of stuff. I think it is very important that children should be on the front line of knowing how to use eBay. Well, thank God, because Matt's kids, they know how to use eBay.
Well, what I did is where I set up a merch store and also an eBay account. On eBay, I just sell junk that we find around the house or extra things we have. We learn how to list it, sell it, how to name it properly to make it get views. How the merch store works is where you start by making the designs on Canva, and you send those designs over to Printify, which is where you put the designs on the shirts. And then after that, then you send it over to Wix, and Wix is like the actual platform where you can sell it, and that's connected to Printify, where then when you buy something off Wix, it goes to Printify, and it ships the thing from Printify to the person that bought it. We use something called passive income, where we just make it, and then we just let it be, and people buy it.
This child is talking about the concept of passive income. He's a fucking kid. Put him on a soccer team. I don't know if these kids are homeschooled or if they go to private or charter or public. I feel so bad for them because I can almost guarantee that if these children went to elementary school when I went to elementary school, they would have been bullied relentlessly for this, especially when they get to middle school and high school. Imagine having this online forever. Donald Trump holding 2 cats being chased by 2 people who I'm assuming are supposed to be the Haitian immigrants. And Donald Trump is the brave protector of cats. Even though the campaign had that whole thing with the childless cat ladies, like, I don't know what's happening. Does he like cats or does he not like cats? Oh, sweet, they interviewed Arizona Representative Joseph Chaplik. That's every kid's dream. I wanted to interview State Representative Joseph Chaplik. That's not fair.
If we all vote, we vote the ticket and we vote early, we have the numbers to win.
Okay.
And we'll win every race. Absolutely, we'll win every race if we do.
He's literally just saying, if we have the numbers, then we can win. If people vote, then we can win. What are you, Jill Stein? What are you saying? Like, of course, that's how voting works.
Is it the proper role of government? Yes or no? That's how we vote. Is it constitutional? Yes or no? Is it a priority right now? Yes or no? Is it necessary? Does it raise taxes or fees? Quite honestly, less is more.
These children are so fucking bored. Like, they are sitting here listening to this boring man drone on about something that isn't Roblox. Can you imagine? I literally had to do stuff like this for Boy Scouts, and I absolutely hated it. When I had to go speak to fucking Mike Fitzpatrick, I was pissed off. I didn't want to talk to this guy. I wanted to go home and play Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights on my PlayStation 2. That's what I wanted to do.
What's the worst name that you've ever been called?
Communist.
Communist, really?
Communist.
It's like the opposite of what you are.
I don't think this guy has legitimately ever been called a communist before in his entire life, but his brain is so eaten by this Red Scare propaganda from the 1950s that he genuinely still thinks the word communism in and of itself is horrifying and should never be uttered, and it's the worst thing you could possibly call somebody ever.
Today we're with a person we totally do not know. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Time travel. I could avoid massive issues and conflicts that come up. World peace, baby.
This guy, who I need you to understand, is literally just some random dude that has kids and some microphones, says that he thinks that he personally could stop communism from happening. And this guy is literally talking about wanting world peace. You're gonna tell me that Frosted Tips bitch over here is gonna be opposed to the invasion of Afghanistan?
The debate last night was interesting. I don't think I learned a lot, but Kamala sure did get under his skin.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
I think Trump thought he was going into a solo match, even though it was actually trios.
I'm so confused as to why this child is making Fortnite references when they also posted this video.
I think it's embarrassing to let your kid
Just be on a video game for like an hour.
I think it's really dumb to let your kids play video games for an hour. There is no child on earth that actively plays video games, and I'm assuming this child plays video games because he just made a video game reference, but there is no child on earth that plays video games who would say, actually, I think it's embarrassing that children play video games. I think that's really stupid and a waste of time and dumb, and they should never do that ever. Now, the kids go on in the rest of the video to talk about playing video games or being on your iPad while at the dinner table, and it's like, yeah, I agree. That's kind of crazy. Is that like a thing that's like so common that these children are noticing it within society? I don't think so, right? PSA, why America is not a democracy. News to me, man. A democracy is a government by mob rule, where a majority gets to violate the natural rights of the minority. Does this white dude with Frosted Tips really believe that he is the minority? That's crazy, dude. In a democracy, a tyrannical majority and the state can violate the freedom of speech or property rights of individual citizens. A republic is a system where citizens select representatives via a limited democracy who pledge to defend the rights of the minority from the majority and the state via a constitution. Reject democracy, embrace the republic. I mean, this is literally just fascism. It's literally like this guy got an 8th grade education on how the government operates and then just never learned anything else ever again.
So Travis Kelce already was supporting Bud Light and the vaccine, but now the Kelce brothers are now supporting all the unhealthy cereals. Aren't athletes supposed to put good fuel into their body?
Yeah, man, children hate cereal. This is really gonna win them over. You're getting mad at an athlete for doing a brand sponsorship for Bud Light because you personally don't like Bud Light because there was one transgender person on it over a year ago.
Y'all remember when the rainbow was a symbol of beauty, hope, and natural wonder? And then it was hijacked. I bet the leprechauns and unicorns are pissed.
It still literally is a symbol of love and beauty. You just hate what it symbolizes. All you gotta say is, I hate gay people. That's it. Maybe that's why he has the podcast with his kids. Maybe it's not about protecting his children from the outside world, from dangerous predators, because obviously he doesn't care about that. He just doesn't want his children to turn out to be gay.
Did the Avengers really destroy all the Infinity Stones, or did the LGBTQ get a hold of the Reality Stone? Think about it.
What does that mean? Do you think gay people are manipulating reality to make you mad? But you know, maybe Matt knows more about being gay than I do. I mean, after all, look at him. This literally just looks like a dude you would find on Grindr, and the only thing it says in his bio is cannot host. So maybe this guy really does have a knowledge about what being gay and what being trans and what being non-binary is. And even though I'm non-binary, maybe he's got a point. Maybe he does know more about being non-binary than I do.
Are you ready to be amazed? I have just unlocked one of life's great mysteries. So if you are non-binary, you don't subscribe to the two-gender system, right? But if you are binary or non-binary, that is by definition a binary system. So in reality, you're binary, right?
This guy literally just said 1 + 1 = 2. And now that 2 exists, 2 means only 1, and if you add a +1 to that, that makes it only 2, because the 2 stands by itself and there's nothing else there, so there's only one of them. There's only 1 2, so meaning 2 + 1 really equals 2 and not 3, because I'm smart and I know what I'm talking about. I genuinely did not think that somebody could be legitimately this stupid about anything. Now, I want to end this video with something that I saw on their YouTube page. It says, disclaimer, this channel is not labeled as kids content. While we have kids in segments, please review with children at your discretion, as some topics may be more mature in nature. My account is labeled as not for children because I curse, because I say things that are not appropriate for children. If you yourself are saying that some of these things may not be suitable for children, but then you are allowing your children to be the ones to facilitate and create that content, what does that say about you as a parent? Especially when you call things like drag queens reading books grooming. This is literally the definition of grooming your child. Like, straight up. You are pulling your child into your worldview and you are making them say these absolutely abhorrent, hateful things because you personally have a grudge against a certain political ideology. And that, to me at least, sounds like bad parenting, especially when you think about the fact that these children, if they are making any money at all off of this podcast, are not going to see a single cent of it. It's going to go immediately right to the parents. Because that's how these things work. That's how these channels work. You know, the child makes the content and then the parent takes the money from the child and uses that to pay the bills, instead of the parent just getting a fucking job. I don't know, this all just seems absolutely insane to me. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for me today. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you think I should be nominated to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2024. You can follow all of my social media, including my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Letterboxd. You can follow my Twitch, you can join my Discord, and you can donate to my GoFundMe if you're willing and able to do so. And I just want to remind you that the 24-hour live Twitch stream to help raise money for my GoFundMe is gonna be on September 29th. Mark your calendars. Do you disagree with me? Do you think that this podcast is a perfectly fine thing for children to be doing in their free time? Do you agree with me and are terrified about what's gonna happen to these children? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm Connor McDowell, and I'm gonna go force my very small children to work in a coal mine so I can stay home and watch Family Guy all day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.